Hello everybody, it is Nicole from eKiwi, and today we are drawing Daphne in her nymph form. So let's not waste any time and hop right into the video. The voting for this one was actually pretty close. It was only a few votes off from Murda and Lucy, as well as Queen Nebula, but I will eventually try to get to drawing all of the characters, and they will probably appear again in the voting once I finish the Enchantix transformations, like when I take a little break in between drawing the main 6 again. But today we are drawing Daphne, and I will be drawing her again when I get to the Cyrenix transformations, but that may take a little bit of time because there are a lot of transformations in between. For the sketch, there are actually two different nymph forms of Daphne. One where she's more all yellow, and I believe that's more in season 1, and then the other is where her eyes are showing and her skin color is not yellow, and I think that's more towards season 5, season 6. I decided to go for the one from season 1 since I'll be drawing her again later on, so you can see her eyes and skin color then. For the pose, I wanted to capture the flowiness of her outfits since she has so many flowy pieces. She has a lot of different places where the fabric would be more flowy, like the parts connected to her wrist, which also connect to a part on her arm, and then on the belt there's 3 separate pieces, so I wanted to make sure that it wasn't really messy when I drew them all together. For the coloring, I initially thought the coloring would be super easy because I was thinking, how many yellows could there possibly be? However, when I started looking through all my sets, I realized that there's actually a pretty decent amount of yellows and different tones, like the cools and the warm tones, and I wasn't really sure which ones to choose for Daphne. I chose the lightest yellow for her skin and the flowy pieces, just because that was what my reference showed me, and then the darkest yellow would be the dress and accessories, like her mask and her crown. When I was choosing colors, I also had to consider which colors to use for shadows, and I chose some pink colors because that was what seemed most similar to the references, but also using different shadow colors, like if I used an orange or a muted dark yellow, would change the overall tone, and I noticed that Daphne has more of a pink tone from the outline and the shadows that were in the references. When I was coloring her dress, I thought the marker that I was using was lighter, but ended up being too dark and too honey colored. So after coloring the entire dress in that one marker, I went over it again with a brighter yellow, which actually helped because it made the color that I wanted by mixing the two. After coloring all the base, I shaded the skin with pink, and then I shaded the dress and accessories in a golden yellow to help contrast. Not only did this help set the tone for the yellows, but it also helped differentiate between the different parts, just because Daphne is basically all yellow. For the line art, you probably can't tell too much of a difference between the line art and the pencil lines because I used a red lead pencil to transfer it anyways. I basically stuck with just one pink pen as the line art color because her references were mainly outlined in pink, and it just helps reinforce that more pink toned yellow. It would have looked very different if I lined her in a dark yellow or an orange or even a black, and that really shows how much of a change line art colors can make. The only thing that I wish I had done differently was I wish I used a lighter pink because I didn't really test the pen beforehand. I just went off my swatch card and I didn't realize that it was as dark as it was. Overall, I still like the outcome, and this drawing is definitely the one that I've used the most yellow on. I'm excited to draw her in her Cyrenix when it comes up, but next I'm going to be drawing the Enchantix series, so I hope you look forward to that. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you're notified of when I post a new video. So with that, I want to thank you all so much for joining me today. Keep drawing, keep creating, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!